Welcome back, YouTube. This is Greg. You're watching episode 3. Today I'm going to install the Kenwood Excelon head unit in my Scion XB. So stay tuned for that. So I bought this Metra kit, the 701761. So if you're at your house thinking, hey dummy, he bought the wrong one, I'm about to figure that out. So one thing I would suggest you do before you solder these things up, unless you're into, twisting them together and putting electrical tape on there like everyone else I see on YouTube. But if you're gonna do it right with solder, right, before you do it, what I would suggest is take your old radio out and just look at your factory connectors. Like, there's nothing worse than buying the wrong stuff. And in this case, I went to their website and they told me this was the right stuff, but we all know websites are sometimes crappy. So let's go take the old radio out, check out the factory plugs, and see if we got the right stuff. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing out of here. So I think this kind of comes off as one piece. Just gotta kind of manhandle it a little bit, give it a little pull. All right, so got 4 little tabs here. As you can see, a little clippy up here. Just toss this thing down there. And you gotta take this little guy off here. Again, just manhandle it. Try not to cut yourself. All right, so essentially we have 4 bolts. Looks like about a 10 millimeter. I'm gonna take this thing out. You gotta make sure you don't drop these screws in the dash, or else you'll see me go crazy and set this thing on fire. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So the radios that come with these Scions, they're not terrible. I bet you we'll find a bunch of preamp outputs on the back, but just because it's factory, I just felt like it needed to be replaced. Probably has a low voltage output. We could test it, but that's just too much work for when I'm going to replace it anyway. All right, 4 bolts. Hopefully it comes right out. Oh, nice. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff going on back here. I'll just taking all this stuff off here. There's always one that has to be a bastard. All right, here we go. Okay. As you can see, we have front, rear, and sub outputs. So, we probably could have kept this radio, but I wanted CarPlay, so this doesn't have CarPlay. So we needed to do something. So what you're gonna have to do is, or what we're gonna have to do, is we're gonna have to take these pant plates off and attach these to our other radio. All right, so we'll do that here in just a second. We're gonna first see if these plugs get the job done. I like to rip them open, so there's no hope of taking it back. There's money down the tubes. All right, so. Oh, nice. All right, good. So at least we know these two work. But we have some more stuff going on here. Okay. So it looks like so we probably have steering wheel controls, things like that here going on, so we should be fine. We might have to hack some of these things up a little bit, but for the most part we do have all the power and the, you know, the ground and the speakers. So for the purpose of putting this head unit in today, I'm just gonna use the factory or the onboard amps for the radio. I am gonna put in some 4-channel amps and because I want to do active front stage. But for right now, we're gonna get the radio in. That's our goal. Just gonna replace it, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's move back into the garage. I don't see a wiring diagram with this stupid thing. Ah, in the back. Perfect spot. Connection. I'm on the money now. All right. After you've completely set up and learned how to use the unit, here's how to wire it. One note when you're soldering, you'll make sure to heat up the thing you're soldering, not just the solder, right? You don't want to put it on there and have it drip. You want it to actually connect it. Try not to breathe the toxic solder fumes. So steering wheel input. Interesting. So that's where I'm going to have to figure out this bad boy here. But let me finish up wiring everything else, and then we can figure out what the heck we're going to do with that thing. So the nice thing is you got power, ground, remote, illumination, power antenna. So now we're gonna dive into the speakers here. I shouldn't put stuff away so nicely. It takes me an hour to get it out. This is it. This is as far as it goes. Just try not to burn my face off. All right. That's partly done here. As you can see, too shabby. So now we got to figure out how to take care of these steering wheel controls, which reportedly the directions in this box are crappy, and I'm gonna have to look online. So at least that's what everybody else online has said. So let's see if it's true for me. This is the Universal Fit ASWC-1. I also bought this from Crutchfield. They didn't recommend it. I searched on my own and decided this is what I needed, so it's probably wrong. But we'll see. Sounds pretty cheap. Hopefully it works. All these connections kind of scare me. I mean, it should be a friggin' wire, right? You plug the crap in and it works, but no. Steering wheel interface installation manual. It's on pages so thin that almost blow away in the wind. Application chart. I mean, seriously? Okay. One interface does it all. I'll be the judge of that. Okay. English. All right. Connections to be made. All right. Update port cover. Programming LED. Reset button. Something tells me I'll be pressing the crap out of that thing. All right, so let's see here. Alright, so that goes there. Man, it's a ton of wires. Alright, so for Kenwood or select JVCs, that's us. With a blue-yellow steering wheel control, connect the JVC Kenwood steering wheel control to the brown wire of the ASWC-1. Isolate and tape the brown wire. Apparently I have to use tape. Alright. Where's the old brown wire? Brown wire. Well, this wire's brown. Ah. To the brown wire, okay. Since the brown white wire will not be used. So I guess this is us. I should consider some oil in that thing. Alright, so the brown wire, that is this here, and connect the Kenwood JVC steering wheel control wire to the brown wire. Steering wheel input remote control. Right here. Come on, get out of there. Alright, so let's take this guy, put him on here. That's this. Alright, move this guy over here. Put one of these guys over this one because it says to isolate it. So it says the brown white wire will not be used. So I'm just going to shrink down some heat shrink tubing on that bad boy for us, so that even though the instructions clearly call for tape, I'm not going to do it. Some of the newer Kenwood radios will auto-detect as a JVC. If this is the case, use the included 12K ohm resistor in line between the blue, yellow, and the brown wire of the female. Now it tells us. So the question is, do we put the resistor in now, or wait for this piece of crap to detect the JVC? I don't know.